Hello everyone. This time I would like to talk about spirituality tip 3, which is about tuning the heart. When you listen to beautiful music, you feel very happy and peaceful. Do you like also music? There are many genres in music where you sing in solo or in a group of choir, playing music with orchestra and so on. For me, I like classic. When I listen to classic, my heart becomes peaceful and it makes me remember memories in the past. And I also love gospel hymns. Praising the Lord with hymns and expressing the love of God with music has really amazing power. Especially when I see orchestra, there are many different types of instruments making different sounds in different shapes. The harmony they produce on the one song and on the one conductor is really beautiful and magnificent. One of the most important parts in playing orchestra is tuning. No matter how good instrument you have got and how talented you are, if the instrument is not tuned, then it will be not produce harmony, but it will be produce noise. Even if it may take some time and it may make unnecessary sound, it is an essential step to tune the instrument before playing. Every instrument has their own sound and their own DAW. In orchestra, a sound of oboe becomes the standard. Oboe is the most unchanging musical instrument. Everyone has to tune into the oboe. They have their own sounds, but when I hear the sound of oboe, then I have to throw away my own sound and tune to the sound of oboe. This is called tuning. Tuning means that all instruments are tuned to one note. It has to throw away its own sound and adjust it to the sound of oboe. If you are stubborn with your own sound and keep your own note, it will only be the noise producer. Tuning is the beginning of all performance. In spirituality, what we must have as our starting point is tuning with the Word of God. I should tune with the Word of God and adjust my heart with the Word of God. But important thing here is throwing away my heart and my thought and transferring my heart to the Word. In Amos chapter 3 verse 3, it says, "Can two walk together unless they are agreed?" The process of agreement, it is the same as the process of tuning. We need tuning in our heart. We need tuning in our spiritual life. In the history of Israel, the first king is Saul, and the second king is David. The two kings were compared a lot. They were both anointed king of God. Saul was anointed with God, but he was not tuned to God when he went out to the war and ruled as king. Indeed, he believed more in his thoughts. The life of Saul was very miserable. David was anointed with God and had a heart tuned with the heart of God. When an enemy called Goliath appeared, David went out to the fight Goliath. Goliath was a huge warrior. Because he was a fearful person and has a strong power, and person who believes in himself can never go before Goliath. David didn't believe on what he saw, and he looked at Goliath with the heart of God. Goliath told David, "Am I a dog?" In the eyes of David, Goliath looked like a dog. It wasn't the eyes of David, but it was the eyes of tuned with the eyes of God. If I want to tune, I have to forsake my own sound and adjust it to the standard. In order to tune the heart, I have to forsake my thoughts and my heart and adjust it to the Bible. Saul was a man who believed in what he saw, and his feelings and emotions were greater than the Word of God. So he always followed his thoughts. At this decisive moment, there was a blind man and there was a crippled man. One day, a blind man fell into a puddle and he was struggling to come out. Then a crippled man beside of him says, "Why aren't you able to come out from there?" "I am blind. I can't see anything, and it's very hard for me to come out." Then the cripple says, "For me, I have bright eyes. Listen to what I say." With the guidance from the cripple, the blind was able to come out easily from the puddle. The blind says, "I have strong legs and you have bright eyes. If I carry you and you guide me like this," the blind and the cripple start to make the journey together. The blind tuned his eyes with the eyes of the cripple, and he was able to be freed from every difficulty and problems. If you think a little bit deeper, we can know that we are like the blinds. A blind man is a person who cannot see front. We can't know about tomorrow. We can never see the future. And that is blind. Because we don't know about our future, and because we are the blind, it means we need eyes. Jesus said, "He is the light, and the light means eyes." If we carry Jesus, if we go inside Jesus and believe that the eyes of Jesus are my eyes, we can finally have bright eyes. Like a blind who lives by relying on the eyes of a cripple. We live by relying on the Word of God. I received salvation on 25th June 1989. I always thought I was a sinner, and I always asked for forgiveness of my sin. But one day, I heard about the word of Jesus. I saw the story from the Bible. I met Jesus who came to this earth for eternal redemption. I met Jesus who died on the cross for my sins. My sin was carried on the back of Jesus. And Jesus died for the wage of my sin. Jesus died for my sin, and he resurrected for my righteousness. When I meet this Jesus and listen to what he has done for me, I was no longer a sinner. My sin has been washed, and I have obtained eternal redemption. God made me righteous through Jesus and sanctified me. When I tuned myself with that word, I was no longer able to say I was a sinner. But I say I am righteous. According to the word, according to the sacrifice of Jesus. Cain got rejected by God. Yes. As he went out to him with the offering without tuning first with God. Likewise, the error in spirituality happens when there is no tuning. The process of tuning my thoughts and the word is really essential. This is something that must be made ready first. Isaiah chapter 55 verse 6. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let him return to the Lord, and he will have mercy on him and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. This is what we need to prepare from our side in order to meet God. Let us not forget that forsaking my thought and my way is an essential part in the process of tuning. This is tip number 3 for spirituality. Tuning of the heart. Beautiful harmony of the music comes from tuning. Making journey together with God comes from tuning the heart. When we listen to the word, we need the process of throwing away my thoughts and my way. Why don't we go to YouTube today and type beautiful orchestra music and listen to one great song? And let us think once again in our heart. I believe that my life will turn beautiful and great as I tune my heart with the Word of God. Let us live with the heart which is tuned to the Word of God. Thank you so much. See you next time.